pink books. As you know, these are channeled messages from the present Jesus, and this one is called The Dawning of the Age of Light. And I have selected one that is on page 18. It starts out like this. Know yourself. Knowledge of your inner nature leads to your understanding of your fellow human beings. And with this understanding comes love. Understanding the motives which cause a person to act as he does helps you to love him for his innate goodness, for the truths within his being, for the expression of God which he is. Seek to understand yourself first, and then you will be more able to understand your fellow men. Go within yourself for enlightenment, knowledge, and understanding. Seek your answers within. Do not look to your neighbor's wisdom, nor to books, for there is a greater understanding within yourself of the truth which is right for you. No one else can give you a better answer than you can find within yourself. You have attunement with universal mind. No one else but you can know your individual needs, for no one but you has access to the information. Seek your own answers within. Take time to know yourself. Search your mind thoroughly. After you have found your beliefs, then seek guidance from your inner self to know your own reality. Bring your beliefs into alignment with the reality of yourself. Then you are truly one, not only in spirit, but also in body, mind, soul, in heart and in strength. You are truly powerful when your beliefs and your reality are one. Your life is a manifestation of God. Take time to know yourself.
Wow.
Speaking to us today is a lady who teaches in a wonderful way students who come from different countries. So I bet you she knows a lot of cultures and has listened to these students and has helped them find a new place here in our country. Speaking to us this morning on the subject Discovering the Christ Identity, please help me welcome Reverend Elaine Fuller-Zachey. Elaine.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Discovering the Christ Identity. Anne and Peter Meyer discovered their Christ identities with guidance from Master Babaji, a Christ being. And they brought to the world the truth that we are each a Christ. We are each a Christ. Pretty big. Pretty strange to some of us. Babaji, through a manifested physical body, visited Anne Meyer on October 19th, 1962. He imparted to her the wisdom that we are each a divine expression of God and each a Christ. Babaji had also been teaching Peter for several years, and Pete and Anne married in 1963. They taught courses on contacting, recognizing, and communicating with the inner Christ. That is the true spiritual identity of each of us. And they incorporated the teaching of the inner Christ, or TIC, in 1966. The first course, Inner Sensitivity, guides us to our own Christ awareness. Anne taught me that the term Christ means Emmanuel, or God with us. She explained that Christ awareness is our awareness, that we are God individualized, while it is also God's awareness that God is individualized as each of us. I remember her saying that. Many people believe that Jesus is the only Son of God, yet we too are God's sons and daughters. And I heard Anne use the term sonship, right? Inclusive. We are the sonship. Jesus himself instructs us about that in the start of the Lord's Prayer with the words of our Father. Not my Father, our Father. So all of us will, at our perfect time, reach our point of awareness that we are each of Christ. Each of us, through the physical human individualization, expresses the Christ in a unique way. And in this way we each fulfill our earthly purpose of realizing our own Christ identity, our own individualized Christ identity. At the Christ level, we are beyond constraints of time and space. We're each one with all of life and so-called empty space. I like to tell animals they're Christ. God's kitty or God's doggy, right? You're God's kitty, I love you, and God's doggy. It's a truth about them, you know. All are equal, no higher or lower. All life is spirit. The physical is an expression of God that is the same throughout the universe, throughout all existence. When we ascend to this level of awareness, we expand into our true selves. When we realize our Christ identity, we are aware of our individual identity also, our talents, and our uniqueness in the here and now. We know of life purpose in this early lifetime. What is your life purpose? You ever thought of that? Why are you here? My life purpose is to know God and to share the knowledge with others in various ways. Here, in a classroom, through art, taking care of animals, relating with my husband and other people. Being a Christ by Anne and Peter Meyer presents more information about Christ's contact and Christ's identity in Lesson 10, Part 1. So it's clearly and wonderfully stated, and it's logical and just easy to follow. So I invite you to read that or reread it. For me, Jesus is my most prevalent Christ contact. The Christ of my signals, both rocking back and forth, and the sensation of expanding into the unlimited universe. I figure it makes sense for me that Jesus is my inner Christ. I mean, I'm an American. I grew up Christian, a member of the First Congregational Church in my hometown of Fulton, New York. And there I knew something about Jesus, right? But when did I discover that Jesus was with me? And I don't know. Before I heard of TIC, Jesus and I communicated. It was just, I don't know, he was there. Maybe awareness of Jesus expanded out of knowing about and loving Jesus during, the childhood church. As a young adult, I'd see a smiling, dark-haired young man, and frequently sense the color blue. Later in my life, when I was attending metaphysical classes, the teacher suggested we ask the individual we were channeling, "Do you come in the name of the Christ?" He explained that the one being channeled must answer this question honestly. When I asked my inner spirit, I got the smiling face, the color blue, and the gentle, friendly feeling, and just this gentle laughter. Gentle laughter. The words came, "Who do you think I am?" You know, as though Jesus found it funny. He found it funny that I'd ask when I already knew who he was. I didn't know at the time that it was a signal blue, and the sense of blue and gentle, peaceful friendliness, or even the smiling face. I came to TIC a few years later and took inner sensitivity. Great course. Here I learned the concept of the inner Christ. I learned about signals and Christ's guidance, and that when some people get their inner Christ signal, they move dramatically and they feel sudden rushes of energy. Maybe they shout or sing. Everyone gets some kind of signal, body movement, feelings of hot or cold or energy in the body, sound, scent, color. And maybe it's very soft. I was concerned because I experienced none of these while taking inner sensitivity. And yes, Ann Meyer, at that time, Ann Meyer McKeever was my teacher. And that really bothered me. I worried. Where's my signal? Do I have contact with my inner Christ? What's wrong with this picture? During a private appointment with my teacher, Anne, she pointed out that I was rocking gently back and forth when I contacted Jesus. That was my signal. I hadn't even been aware of it. Through inner sensitivity, I defined my contact, and it was Jesus. The Jesus I'd already known, along with his gentleness and the color blue, and a signal rocking back and forth. The definition of our relationship just came at the right time, kind of like the growth of wisdom teeth. You know, it comes when we're ready. Since then, I found that other Christ teachers are with me too. And I don't know, maybe you have more Christ teachers than just one also. Kathy? What about you? What about you? Thank you. When did you make conscious contact with your inner Christ? How did it feel? Dramatic or soft? What was your signal? Has it changed? Have you gotten more signals? Do you communicate with the same inner Christ, or a different one, or different ones now? Okay, why don't you lean it up against the chair? Okay, you could just put it up there. Okay, so take a few minutes and think about that. Then share it with a Christ buddy, you know, maybe 2 people or 3 people.